like you're excited.
Leland Klassen's comedy tournament.
Awesome. That was perfect.
As soon as you walk in, it catches your motion.
Leland Klassen's comedy tournament.
Okay. It's exciting.
And now the comedy tournament's resident funny man, Leland Klassen.
Welcome to the comedy tournament! Oh, this is awesome. This is great. I'm excited that you're here. I'm just excited that I'm an adult finally. I was a late bloomer, hey? Like I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. 5'6" at 16. Got my driver's license. I was 5'6". I was getting my license, and I was like, "Hey, anybody want to drive with me?" It's gonna be. I grew that much in the last year of high school. I took off. I was growing so fast you could see me growing. You know, I was like, "Ah, my leg! It's going all the way up." Oh no! Here comes the other one. I shrunk my pants. What in the dryer? No. In the afternoon. Luckily it was cool in those days, the little Michael Jackson. All right, we got a great show for you tonight. Our first contestant is ready to go, but let's find out a little bit about her first.
Our first competitor is here from Huntsville, Ontario, Heather Ashby.
Heather Ashby is funny.
I hail from Huntsville, Ontario.
She lives up in like the north. She's like a hill person.
My strategy is to make them laugh.
Very nice. She's funnier than me. That's why I don't hang out with her much.
I tend to point the finger at myself and find the humor there.
Yeah, I do my skinny jokes. She does her fat jokes. It just doesn't fit. Maybe we can both get together and do medium-sized jokes.
I'm just hoping I come out and I do my best. That sounds so stupid.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Heather Ashby.
Hello, how's everybody tonight? Yeah, wow. I'm so glad to be here. Yes, let me get this out of the road. I want you to be sure you can see me. All of me. God bless me with the heavy Chevy anointing. My husband and I are here all the way from Ontario with two of our kids. And people have asked me, did you help them out with the driving? Unfortunately, no, I didn't. The only license I have is to drive my husband nuts. And that's my marriage license. We've been married 23 years next month. Woohoo! We have 3 kids. And I like to try to be relevant with my children. You know, stay in tune with where they're at. And my one daughter is a hairstylist. So I walked into the salon the one day and tugged my drawers down a little lower because, you know, you got to show a little band on the BVD these days. Flipped my visor upside down, and I thought I'd even toss in a few gestures. And I walked into the salon, yo, 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 can you hook a mother up? She looked at me and she says, you get out of here right now. Don't ever come back. My oldest daughter, a few years ago, decided she wanted to get her belly button pierced and decided Mommy should go with her. Oh, yay, we'll make it a 2-for day. I looked at her and I said, honey, you played with balloons when you were a little girl. Do you remember what happens when you pop them? I don't need a hole. I don't need to hook up to the dinner table. Lord knows I have enough trouble pushing away now. I said, you get the belly ring and I'll get the onion rings and we'll have a great day. So I got the wonderful idea I'd get my nose pierced. Yeah. if I'd have known the pain involved in that, I would have opted for baby number 4. The woman comes at me with this glistening, sharp needle, that long, the last 1/4 inch honed to a razor-sharp edge. And you know when you're expecting pain, you take that deep breath? She's coming at me, and I did it. I went, and she stopped right there. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, are you kidding me? She says, well, I thought I should just ask you first, are you a bleeder? I looked at this woman and I said, you're gonna poke my flesh with a sharp object? I'm thinking there might be a little blood involved. So yeah, we'll go with yes. 2 out of my 3 kids have tattoos, and the middle one is still thinking about it. She's like her mom, she's a pain freak. But what she really wants to do is she wants to get the Chinese symbol for harmony. Hang on, let me unroll it. Right about there. That hurt the vertebrae. Man, is there a medic? And I said to her, honey, there's a couple of things wrong with your program here. First of all, where you are, I've been. Where I am, you're gonna be. Take a long look at mommy. When you're my age and you've had a few kids and you have to unroll it to admire it again, it's gonna be so stretched out of shape, it's gonna read like a Chinese takeout menu. And I said to her, the second thing is, you barely excelled with French and English in school. The last I knew, you did not know how to interpret Chinese symbols. With your luck, you'll be walking around with wonton soup tattooed on your hip the rest of your life. But yeah, I decided about a year ago it was time to get me fit. Time to get rid of the baby fat, because my baby's 19. So I decided I'd do fitness classes. And I moved my Hold Me Up stand, it's way over there, so Lord, I hope I don't fall over. The woman says, we're gonna do this exercise, it's called opening your gate. You're gonna go up, out, down. You got that? Because that's about as best I can do that. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, no, we're not. I'm fine with my gate being closed. You get off my gate and leave me alone. So then she throws this maneuver at us. It's called the plank. Are there any fitness people in the room? You know what a plank is? Yeah, you're going to lay out flat, supporting all your weight on your forearms. Sure I am. Yeah, right. So I gave it a try, and I looked like a dog trying to pass a package of razor blades. I was shaking and sweating, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to bring this building down just by the shaking alone. And she comes up to me and she goes, Heather. And I'm like, yep, hang on, Linz. I got 5 more seconds to go. She says, well, you're doing really good, but you got to get your weight up off the floor. I'm like, seriously? I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going home and I'm going to have a chocolate bar. This is just way too much like work. So I got the chocolate bar out. It was frozen. Had to put it in the microwave. I was in one of those fancy little tinfoil wrappers. That thing came out so warted and distorted, but praise the Lord, the chocolate inside was all good. I popped it back in the microwave for a few more seconds, and the caramel all came out of it. Well, close to the chocolate, that's about the best part. So I went in for the big finger scoop. I had a 3rd-degree caramel burn on my finger. But heaven forbid I was not going to waste that caramel. Guess where it went? In my mouth. I now had molten lava caramel adhered to the roof of my mouth. 3rd-degree burn on my finger. And I'm trying to pry it off, and I can't. I couldn't even call 911. I took a butter knife and I pried it off with skin hanging down the roof of my mouth. At that moment, you would have thought there was an offshore fisherman walking by my apartment because I got saved about 7 years ago and my mouth is just starting to catch up. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Heather Ashby. Come on in here, Heather. Nice job. All right, judges.
Heather, you're very likable. I like you a lot. You're very believable. I don't know if your stories were true, but I believed every one of them.
Yes, sir.
You told them that, like they were true, and I believed them. And you had some great lines. Your takeout menu line, that's a great line. Your belly ring, onion ring line, that's a great line. And your act has so many areas that you can just keep mining it for good things. Your bleeder line, you know, are you a bleeder? Just keep mind, because I think there's some lines there, because I think you can get more out of that. There's some tags there, but just come up with a list of 10 answers to are you a bleeder? And you can have 10 funny answers, and you'll find 3 that hit really well. And then, you know, when you're doing the, and I'm just giving you can take this or leave this, but I really enjoyed you and I liked you, so I just want to give you some feedback here. But you're doing the exercise where you're on the floor, and and she's saying get up or whatever she's saying. You should bring your gate line back in there. Like, I can't, my foot's caught in the gate or whatever, just something there.
He's writing tags.
Yeah, why not? I liked her.
Let me do it. This is how I would have done it.
I liked her. And then, and then here's the other thing, because you're doing that, the caramel thing with the burn and all that, and there's something there that you can really, I think, get a great line there, just something, you got that whole thing going on about the lava in your mouth, and you might call it unhealthy. I call it committed or whatever. Just you're a committed.
Nobody's ever got the roof of their mouth burnt from
so,
carrots.
That's right. So, but yes, you got some great stuff, some great potential, and some great lines there already.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Thor. Boom. What do you think?
Heather, you are very funny. And
Thank you.
The thing about it is that one of the hardest things about comedy is that whatever it is that makes you whatever you are, whether it's your gender, whether it's your race, you never want to talk about that so much that somebody that's not your gender or not your race can't relate to it. And that's one of the reasons I really like you. I didn't have to be a woman to get your jokes. And a lot of time, a lot of females get a bad rap, but it's like, but you keep telling me jokes that I can't get with as a guy. When you took me down that road of motherhood with your daughters, you had to tell me from a mother perspective because you're a mother. But the whole thing of trying to be relevant to them was so fascinating and funny that I'm like, you're bringing me into your world, which was something fabulous.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Daren, I can step closer. Am I scaring you?
A little.
You keep further away every time to me.
You're big, man.
Funny, Heather.
All right, Daren, what did you think?
I thought you were great. You tell the truth so well. I think everyone was with you, just emotionally. We were just right there with you the whole time, struggling with you, in the conflict of the whole thing. I would just say mind stuff out a little more, like Thor said. When you did your stories about the nose ring, you did the bleeder thing. I wanted to know, okay, what happened when she put the ring in? What was the result of that? What horrible things happened when they actually snapped the ring after the syringe thing and all that? See, you're cringing. We want to know now.
It got caught in my wedding rings and got pulled out.
And you didn't think that was worth putting in your story?
I was saving that for later.
No, that's all I would say. You're terrific. Well done. Well done.
Thank you very much. Nice job, Heather. And we'll be back with more comedy tournament after this. Welcome back to the comedy tournament. You know what I noticed lately, and this, I think people sometimes they get in a routine of doing something and they just do it without thinking. back where on the West Coast where I live, everybody has the club, right? On the car steering wheel, you put the club on, and people, they can't steal because we won't be able to steer. Or whatever. I don't know how it works. I don't have one. But here's what happened. I was taking a ferry across to Vancouver Island. I was getting out of my car, and I looked over, and I saw the club was on the car on the ferry. Where do they think it's going to go? Better put this on. I just don't want some shenanigans to happen in here. I don't want some guy in there. Even if he got in, here we go. Here we go. I'll get out of here eventually. Just keep it going. Almost there. Even if he was on the edge, what's he gonna do? This is a submarine car, let's go! Put the club on. Anyway, we've got another comedian, and you know how it works, head to head. And here, let's have a little look at our next competitor, and we'll go from there. Enjoy.
Our second competitor is a preacher from Edmonton, Alberta, Dan Taylor.
And as soon as I saw him, I was like, dude, you are in.
I've been preaching for 10 years, and then I got into comedy just in December.
He's funny, he's smart, he's definitely had some stage experience.
All of the prophets were performance artists and people who used words and imagery to jar people.
He's going to surprise a lot of people.
So you're calling yourself a prophet?
Yes. No.
He's going to be a contender.
Dude, I have a different shirt that I can put on.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dan Taylor.
Hello, Southern Alberta. Thank you for having me. We have an election coming up, and I am woefully unprepared. I know nothing about politics. I'm easily confused. I have a friend who has really strong opinions on politics and knows everything. And he once asked me the question, would I like to see Prime Minister Stephen Harper fall into a pile of horse manure? And of course I said yes. That has absolutely nothing to do with my politics and everything to do with the fact that I like to see people fall into piles of horse manure. That's about the funniest thing that you could ever imagine. You could bring me my firstborn daughter and say, hey, would you like to see her fall into a pile of horse manure? I would think about it. I would think, there's a good chance I'm going to have to clean that up. There's a 50-50 shot I could pass it off on my wife. I like them odds. Let's go for it. Into the manure you go. I have a deep voice, which is obvious, unless you're hearing impaired, and then you'll just have to take my word for it. That joke is going to kill in closed captions. But I have a deep voice, and I talk in front of people a lot, and I often have people say, like, hey, you've got a great voice for radio. You should be on the radio. Which is sort of a compliment. It's kind of nice, but it's also like they're saying, we don't want to look at you. We kind of like what you do, but if you could avert your eyes and not have to see what you're doing, that would be wonderful. If we could develop that technology, it would be great, as I'm on television. I kind of get how it happened. My doctor told me recently that I had to lose 50 pounds, which was shocking to me, not a surprise to anyone else. Very shocking to me. So I've been watching a lot of The Biggest Loser, because that's what you do when you don't want to do stuff. Watch other people do it. But I've been learning a lot. I've learned that fat people cry a lot from that show. But it's a very specific kind of crying. It's all of the skinny people gather around and yell at the fat people until they cry. So in essence, The Biggest Loser is exactly like my elementary school. I didn't lose any weight, I just lost confidence. I had a really hard time in elementary school. I went to a Christian school, Grace Christian School. That wasn't the problem. The problem was that they were crazy. They should have called it Grace Crazy School. And then only the most evil of parents would have sent their children there. That would have been better, but they called it Grace Christian School, so people were confused. And I got in trouble once because I told a joke where I said the word fart. And that was a no-go. So I was pulled from the playground and had to go to Mr. Richardson's office, where a grown man proceeded to lecture me for an hour because I said the word fart. Now, the strange thing was the joke I told was horribly racist. No problem with that. We're good with racism, just don't say fart. I have handed things on from my grandparents, though. I have children. I love being a parent. Being a parent is great. It's wonderful. I love parenting because I needed something else in my life at which I could fail. You know? Because you never feel like you're winning as a parent. You know, like, I was in church a couple of weeks ago, and my son was playing Angry Birds on a phone because that's what he wants to do when he grows up. Pray for that boy. But he was making noise, and I said, that's not appropriate. If you keep making noise, I'm going to take the phone away from you. And of course, he kept making noise, so I had to take the phone away from him. And he screams and cries and stomps out of the church in the middle of the ceremony. And that was successful parenting. That was exactly what I should have done, and it failed miserably. That's how it felt. I mean, I wish I knew as much about parenting now as I did before I had children. Before I had children, I was the greatest parent ever. Before I had children, I was Bill Cosby. I was a middle-aged black man before I had children. This has sort of happened since, you know? But it's weird how that happens. I have 3 children, which is excessive. It's too many. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but then when the child actually arrived, less so. Infants are very cute, but they make terrible roommates. So we're looking to get rid of one. Now, I haven't done the research online to see how much babies are going for these days, but I'm thinking that we can, kind of get a decent deal for them. My kids are extremely cute, and they look exactly like me, which, thank you for laughing at that. It seems like an oxymoron, but they have all of my features, giant head, kind of chubby, stubby limbs, which is awkward and off-putting on a grown man, but super cute on a baby. Thanks so much, guys. That's my time. Have a good night.
Stay out here, buddy. Thank you very much. Dan Taylor, everybody.
Hey, Thor.
All right, judges, what do you think of the big baby?
Oh. I liked you, big baby. I will say that you're a very smart comedian. Your material's smart, though, quite honestly, though, pushing your own child in manure, not funny. So drop that, and I love you. But very smart comedy, but I do think you have to, it's that thing where your comedy's really smart, and it just toes the line of cynicism. So when you're dealing with children and your own children, you really do have to watch that line, because that's the line that you can, accidentally cross. And I know you don't mean it in a way that you would never really do that, but it is that line you can cross and lose some of the audience.
I might push her in manure. That's
What? Teach.
I saw him do it before the show.
You can't say to each his own on that one. It's wrong to push children in manure.
All right, Bone.
Not political leaders.
What do you got, Bone?
Dan, man, you very funny. Half the battle is already won for you. You got great timing. You give us misdirections. And to go with Thor about pushing the baby in manure, do that after you do the Biggest Loser joke. Because I think what happened, we didn't know that's where you were going first. And so you went from pushing the prime minister in doo-doo, just because you like seeing people in doo-doo. We was like, okay, I guess it would be funny to see somebody in doo-doo. Then you're going to push your new baby in doo-doo? It's like, come on, dude. Way too soon to tell me you push your baby in doo-doo. But then you
said doo-doo like 5 times.
Yeah, because he was saying manure. Manure don't really give you the whole picture of what's going on. That's what I kept hearing.
Doo-doo really says it all.
Yes. Doo-doo. We done heard fart jokes all night. I can say doo-doo. All right? right, see, they laughing like that's a lot less than the other doo-doo jokes we heard.
This is Southern Alberta. Manure is a very specific term down here. Everybody gets it.
No, they get it, but manure ain't as funny as doo-doo.
I think we could move on.
Wait a second. Manure is a specific term here only? Does it mean something other than cow
Yeah, it's just
doo-doo?
pie. It's just pie. I don't know why you're so upset. Push your child in some yummy pie. I don't know why you're so offended by that.
All right.
I do want to tell you,
My bad.
I love the picture you painted of my baby looks like me. I got a big head. Chubby, oh, chubby. It's horrible on me, but it is cute as a baby. That is brilliant.
Now, and then if you went with, now if I fell in manure, that would be funny. See, take it there.
Daren, what do you got?
I don't have a problem with the manure thing because I have all boys and they make manure of their own. I mean, there's no problem with me there. But doo-doo, sorry.
Thank you.
Funny, very funny, very smart stuff. I just thought it was great. So I don't know. Keep doing. Walk the line. Make sure we know you like your kids.
Okay.
And that can take one setup line. I love my kids. Yeah. But it's hard sometimes and stuff. The roommate line was great. I loved it all. So great stuff.
Beautiful. Dan Taylor, everybody. And we'll be back after this message. Welcome back, everybody. Judges, we've had a wonderful show. It's been a tight one. What conclusion have you come to?
Well, first of all, we have to say neither one of us is happy that one of you guys got to go home.
Yeah.
Both you guys really deserve to keep going, but the rules say we can only send one. And with a 2-1 win, and I lost out.
Well, don't say it like that.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Oh.
I'm not happy either one.
Well,
Dan, you are the winner. You moving forward.
Congratulations, Dan.
But
very happy for you, Dan, and very sad for you, Heather.
Yeah, but no, we did love you, Heather, and it was very, very, very. We wanted to give it a tie, but Leland said no.
It's Leland's fault.
It's Leland's fault.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys next time in the comedy tournament.
Next time on Leland Klassen's Comedy Tournament, more Round 1 comedy with James McNeil and Brian Work. See you then.
This by no means was a loss. It's a total win-win situation. Come out and meet some new people and reconnect with some old friends, network, and just the experience alone was just phenomenal. And had a little holiday with my hubby and a couple of kids.
I will reload the comedy gun as best I can and go again tomorrow. I have no strategy other than be as funny as I can every time I set foot on that stage.